Hey guys, I'm back again today, and I'm just continuing this series of antique finds I've had. The first two videos I've got around 25 views, I believe, so that's nice, and I figured you guys might still want to see more, so I'm going to continue this. This video actually dates back to August 2018 as well, like the last one. This was the annual town flea market in Tupper Lake, and usually you can get a ton of bottles and insulators there, so I did well that year, and I'm just going to discuss some of those finds. Shown here are all of my purchases from the 2018 Tupper Lake Flea Market. Looks like a really good haul, I'm sure, but it actually was not my best. I was really pleased with the 2018 flea market, but I actually did way better in 2019. Found a ton more cool items to purchase, but I'm going to go through these items that I got in 2018, almost 2 years ago now. I'm just going to go through them one by one and tell you guys a little bit about each thing. This right here is a 1966 Mountain Dew bottle. It has the hillbilly, the pig, everything on it. They had a lot of different variants. I believe this is one of the more common ones, but it was my first Mountain Dew bottle of any type in my collection. You know, I really had not seen any of them in this region, like even the no deposit ones. I actually have got a no deposit Mountain Dew bottle since then with the 70s logo embossed on it. But this was my first Mountain Dew bottle in my collection, and it's a really nice condition one too. A lot of the ones that I've seen for sale online even are destroyed, and they still go for like $10 sometimes. I'm not saying this bottle is worth that by any means, but Mountain Dew bottles are not as easy to find as Pepsi Cola or any of the bigger sodas. Despite being owned by Pepsi Cola, Mountain Dew really didn't pick up popularity until later. I'd say the 70s was like the first time it really started to become popular, and by the 90s it had been really popular. It's actually my favorite soda now, so I really like this bottle. But I think I paid $5 for this, which usually I wouldn't pay that much for an ACL soda bottle. For anyone that doesn't know too, I just wanted to add that ACL stands for Applied Color Label. So that is like done with the silk screen on the bottle, and paint is basically applied to the bottle to give it that cool colored look. Regardless of the value of it, it was a nice pickup for me because I usually don't see Mountain Dew bottles anywhere in the Adirondacks. So I'm really happy I picked this one up when I saw it. Next up here, we have a 1941 Coke bottle from Tupper Lake. I must not have had enough from that bottle dump I discussed in the last video because I bought this right after I discovered that dump. I must just be a sucker for Coke bottles because I buy them just about every time I see them. Never paid more than a couple bucks for a Tupper Lake one, and I still buy them to this day, even though I have a lot. I mean, it's nice to have a lot of them. But this one, like I said, 1941. It's my second oldest one behind the 1939, which was my first ever. Still my oldest one. This one isn't in the greatest condition, but no chips, no really distracting marks. Funny story too, I was at the flea market, and it runs for 3 days over the weekend. I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So like Friday is the first day. It's not really the weekend, but I was there the first day, and this was for sale for $5. I ended up getting it for 3 because I just bargained down. So I was there Saturday as well to look through more of it, because sometimes more people, more sellers show up the second day. And there was a woman at the stand I purchased this Coke bottle from because there was a lot of bottles there, and she was asking, "Hey, do you have any Tupper Lake Coke bottles here? I've been looking all over for one and I can't find them." And I felt kind of bad at first, but then I was like, you know what? No, I'm from Tupper Lake. I made it there first. I just laughed a little bit, but I was glad I picked it up because it would have been gone had I waited any longer, and I still got a deal on it. So, but just a standard Coke bottle. Really, nothing too special about it besides it's local to me, and those ones are harder to come by from Tupper Lake. So, but it was a nice pickup. Next, I bought a Dominion 42 insulator. These were manufactured in Canada between the 1920s and 1950s, I believe. This is my first of the brand, shaped just like a Hemingway 42, hence it is numbered a 42 by Dominion as well. Has round drip points, and they're actually ground. So what companies used to do on really old bottles is they would sand down or grind like the fragments of glass on the lip of the bottle, but it looks like they did that to the drip points on this insulator too, even though it's not as old as bottles that have that trait. But this was just a little insulator I saw from far away, and I went over to it, ended up getting it for like $1. It was a really nice one too, because it's a nice color. It's not carnival glass, obviously, but it's got that weird like yellow kind of to it. It's not quite amber, it's almost transparent, but it was a nice little insulator to add to my collection. Next up, I bought a Hemingway 12 for $1. This is a really common insulator. I'm not actually sure on what the date code says. I think it's a 1940. I believe there's a 4 with 6 dots. So this one is not one of the older ones. I mean, 40s, yes, still old, but it's not one of the early Hemingways. Clear ones are more common than the blue ones, I'm pretty sure, too. They made a lot more clear ones by that point in Hemingway's history. But I didn't really have many Hemingway 12s, and I thought it looked like a little cool insulator I could display. And I still have it on display, like, right in the open, because I like it. Some really nice old folks sold it to me for $1. They had it marked as 7, and I told them I was an insulator collector, and they said I could take it for $1. And that was really special of them to do, too. So this next insulator I purchased is an AT&T insulator. These used to be really rare for me to see, but I've actually added quite a few to my collection now. Most of them say Amtel and Tel Company, like that was what they originally engraved them with, but this one actually says AT&T Co. So it's more recognizable as the AT&T, that's popular today. Still, the company's still around, as a lot of you probably know, but this one was just a nice little pickup. It's banged up, but I've never seen one with the AT&T around here, so it's my only one that's like that. I believe that this one was $1 too. Usually I wouldn't pay that for like an insulator that's so banged up. Like the lips around the groove are kind of chipped. But I said it's only $1. What if I never see one of those variants again? It's not rare, but I'll take it. This is kind of my joke purchase from the flea market. I don't really know why I bought it. It's probably just because of the guy I was talking to. I kind of absent-mindedly bought this one. I have a bunch of these already, so I don't really know why I paid $3 for it. It's cool shape and everything, and it cleaned up okay, I guess, but I don't know why I bought it, really. Believe it's a 1944 Whittle Tatum number 3. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this one, other than the guy I talked to was trying to sell a broken insulator for like, I don't even know, like $5 too. I think I bought this just so he would get off my case, because he was trying to sell me everything, and I'm like, well, I gotta get going, and then he would just like keep talking, but yeah, not my best find that year. My final purchase at the 2018 Tupper Lake Flea Market was this 1954 Franklin half dollar. It was certified by NGC. At the time, it was a really awesome coin for me. I paid $22 for it. Price guide says 37 on NGC. I believe I ended up selling it for around what I paid for it. I can't remember exactly, but I know I sold it to a really good friend. It's actually the Antique Treasure Hunter on Instagram. I'll drop his exact username on here so you guys can go check out his page. But I just wanted to give him a shout out in this video because he now owns this coin. And, he's just a really good friend for helping me out when I needed a little bit of money, and ended up selling this coin to him. But it's a really nice coin. I'm sure he really enjoys it now. I actually really like the Franklin half dollar design, even though it's not as popular with some collectors. When it came out, it really wasn't popular at all. People were kind of mad after Walking Liberties were basically replaced by Franklin halves. But this is a really nice coin. Not a ton of marks on it whatsoever. It's really nice shape, and like I said, the Antique Treasure Hunter now owns this coin, so be sure to go check out his page. Thanks again for watching this video too. My videos have been doing really good lately, so thanks for stopping by and watching my story of the 2018 Tupper Lake Flea Market.